It would seem as if your grouse is about what we have done in times past. For those things that were sold, you still think that the government, perhaps if the minister can come up with stock taking and tell the nation how we have, fared with those assets sold in times past, that would be very okay with you, I guess.
And what they have done with it.
And what they've done with it.
Yes.
How did we get, to where we are at the moment? It's another thing. For social activists like yourself, you've been following things, and you've just told us your time in school, and also told us about a couple of other assets that were sold by the government. Do you think it's about managerial competence or lack, or some other corrupt practice that we've seen over the years?
Managerial incompetence, corrupt practices, all are embedded in the ideological model the ruling class of Nigeria has adopted as the way forward. I will tell you, up to now, you still have the farm settlement established by Adeola. A friend of mine has over 120 hectares at Ago West State. Can you imagine that? And a lot of farm estates are abandoned there. All they need to do now is to call the state government, local government, see how we are going to start reviving and start building new ones. Agriculture will take a lot of youth out of the street. So we don't need to start looking at oil, assuming the oil dries today. So there is no way, and I'm saying, under this neoliberalism, capitalism is cannibalism.
Okay.
There's no way we go forward, except there is a rethink to make sure that we don't go the way of privatization, but allow, you and I to be stakeholders, participants, and answers to work. Graduates are there, go to vendor spot every day. These are graduates. Many of them are graduates. Reading paper from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right. That's a good point to hold. We'll take a moment and we'll come back. We'll wind down this conversation. Please don't go away. Okay, Mr. Soetan, I guess one of your major grasps is the fact that they want to sell. Would you consider the private partnership model where after a few years this infrastructure can return to government?
Well, it depends on how they structure it. It depends on how they structure. And again, those so-called private partnerships that they want, who are they? Where do they get their money? And that is why government becomes profitable for people to stay. And I wanted to tell you, why is it that billions are easily stolen and nobody's talking about it before now? Because there is too much money to be stolen. In those days when you have to start taking of free education, free health, rural integration, how to employ youth and what have you, the governor, the president will be crazy and say, oh man, I don't even have enough. Now when you have enough and say, okay, let's transfer all things to the private sector. And who are these so-called private sector? Few of them. Not even all, mark you.
Okay, Markwe?
Yeah, I was just wondering, because you have talked about ideologies, you've talked about capitalism not being the way to go, you've talked about neoliberalism, which of course capitalism is a part of, but then it would seem that what you're advocating is socialism, and some people will say that definitely is not the way to go. So would you advocate, I think it was along the lines of what Nyota was asking, would you advocate, say, a fair mix of, both schools of thought?
Let them call it whatever name they want to call it. We always talk of good old days. I'm here, all my life private, I've been public school. We talk of good old days because the Adeola was, or that era, declared democratic socialism, simple as ABC. And that is why, up till now, we have housing estate. What they are building today, no civil servant can buy a PPP house in Lagos, except it's the thief. So how do you not encourage stealing? When government say, okay, everybody,
I think that's entirely not correct.
It is. Except you go and
because if you look at the housing project,
10 million?
Especially that of Lagos, and you look at the lifespan which you're given to pay off that, many civil servants have keyed into all of that, and they're paying gradually, monthly. And we know a lot of people. So it is really not nice when you say anyone who can is.
If you put your money down,
is into something illicit.
If you put your money down,
there's nothing like cash payment in the housing scheme, because it's something we have followed up here.
What I'm saying, necessity, is that when you look at it, okay, government says it's compulsory. Everybody must have his housing, must have a house on his head. You must have education. These are principles. These are issues that government. So what that means is that you look at it, that everybody have access. It's not accidental, even against its limitation. Right. When Gaddafi declared that before he can say that any Libya has hit him, he must have a leftover. Okay. And he did that successfully.
Mr. Soetan, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that point. Thank you so much. We'll be speaking to Mr. Adeola Soetan, National Coordinator, Democracy Vanguard. Thank you for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
And that's the show for today. We want to thank you for being a part of it and allowing us to be a part of your morning. I'm Neo Taigwe.
Many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.
And I'm Maokbe Ogun. Thank you.